My guest is Liz Coates from the Kingston Frontenac Public Library. I'm so glad you're back. This is such cool stuff that you guys do.
Thanks for having me.
Okay, so you have a terrific idea for a Christmas gift.
So the best gift that you can give yourself or your family this Christmas is a library card. And the best part about it, it's free.
Right, free, you can't do much better than free. So what's it take to get a library card?
So anybody who lives in Kingston or Frontenac County, you just need some ID with your address on it, and then you can get a card. You can even sign up for a card right online.
So it's that easy. That's easy. So let's say we're coming up, you're going to have kids at home for 2 weeks, and boy, do they get bored. And if the weather is not cold enough for skating and tobogganing, but not warm enough for, oh, yeah. So you got some ideas of what you can do with the kids over the Christmas break.
Yes, you've got to keep those kids busy. So we have an action-packed 2 weeks full of fun, exciting children's programming. Starting on December 23rd, we've got local performer Jerry Mitchell doing a winter sing-along. We've got a cozy yarn crafting session for kids. We've got a holiday create-a-thon, which is going to be all about crafting. My personal favorite is on the December 28th, we are doing Happy Noon Year. So you know how you don't really want your little kids staying up till midnight?
Right, no.
So they can celebrate New Year's, but during the day. So it's going to be a festive party. They can dress up. There's going to be refreshments, and they get to do a countdown, but at noon instead of midnight.
What a good idea. What a clever idea. Yeah. And the significance of the changing year and what changes, and yeah, what a good idea.
Yeah, so that's going to be a fun one, and we've got family story times on the Saturdays, and the library's just open. So it's if it's raining outside, take your kiddos, to keep them busy in the afternoon, especially after all the holiday excitement. You need stuff to do with them, so you can grab some books. They can play.
So reading, I was exposed to reading very, very young, and it was being read to, and I think that's where I got the love of reading. What is the youngest a person can get a card, their own card?
Right from birth.
Really? You can get a library card?
You can. My daughter was 8 days old when we got her first library card.
No. I was shocked when they said you can get a social insurance card at the day after you're born, but a library card, son of a gun.
And you can start reading to them right away from birth.
And then what age I guess it depends, but what's the youngest you've ever seen a kid take out a book?
Oh, well, babies would take out books on their card with their parents.
Oh, okay.
So little kids, we do 1,000 books before kindergarten as well. So
do you really? 1,000?
Yeah, there's an app called Beanstack, and you record all the books you read to your child before kindergarten, and at the end, when they've read 1,000 books, they get a special prize from the library.
That's wonderful. I remember those little books that you read over and over and over, and they read it to you, that you memorized it. And you pretend you were reading it, but actually you weren't. You had memorized it because you'd heard it so many times. There wasn't a lot of variety in those days, but now there's so many children's books.
So many, and you can borrow up to 75 books at a time. So you could go to the library once a week, get a huge bag of books, and then you don't have to, the kids are going to want the same books over and over, but then it's an opportunity for the parents to enjoy reading too. You get to get a bit of variety, and test out new materials, so you can find new favorites as well.
And what a nice thing to do on an afternoon. It's ugly outside, it's rainy or something like that, and curl up and read a book together. That'd be kind of fun. Yeah.
So much fun.
Yeah. And the kids, when they start younger now, like 3 or 4, they're reading. Actually reading.
Yeah.
And that didn't start till we went to school. So kids are way more advanced these days, so they can actually get their own books at young age.
And it's so exciting for them to get to choose their own books off the shelf.
I think one of the best discoveries I don't know how I ever stumbled across this, but Libby. I love Libby. You explain what Libby is.
I would love to tell you about Libby.
Libby.
So this is probably my favorite of our digital resources. So Libby you can download as an app. It's our ebook platform. So it's compatible with most types of e-readers, not all, but most. So it's important to check before purchasing an e-reader, make sure it's compatible. And it gives you free access to thousands of ebooks. The other things it offers are audiobooks, which is perfect for, you know, long drives or while you're doing housework. And the other thing Libby has is digital magazines, and they look great on a tablet. So I don't know about you, but over the holidays, I just want to curl up with like an Us Weekly or like In Touch, Hello.
The guilty,
yes.
right? The ones that you know, yeah. It's up the equivalent of watching a sitcom. It's not going to change your life. It's just going to be escapism.
I just want to be distracted and read about celebrities. So it has full text access to all of those, plus National Geographic, there's gardening magazines, Wired, the Rolling Stone.
And newspapers. You can get all these newspapers as well, so save you a little money on subscriptions. There's so many things you can do with it. And what I really like is, well, I read it on an iPad, so it's compatible with so many things. And for one thing, you can bring the print up, and you can bring the print up, you can bring it down. And another thing it does is, you know, I'll stumble across a word I don't know. You touch the word, and it comes up with define, and you touch that, and it tells you what the word means.
It's great.
It is great. And the other thing is, you never have to leave home. You don't have to run to the library, take in that paper copy. Not that there's nothing wrong with those, but you don't have to do any of that. And you know, what I really hate is if I buy a book and I get a few pages in and realize I've already read it.
The worst.
Because I've already paid for it, now what? But with this, you get a few pages in, realize, no, I've already read this book. Gone. Look for another book. It's super.
It's so great. And I should also mention, we have a great collection with Libby because we offer something called reciprocal lending. So we can access, with your Kingston library card, you can add other libraries to your Libby account. So that includes Ottawa, Mississauga, London, Hamilton, Burlington. They do have to be manually added, so this is important. So if anyone's listening out there and you're not sure how to do it, it's a great idea to give us a call or pop in or check out our website. But once you add them once, then they're there, and when you search for a title, it's searching all of those libraries.
That's right. It's really I've used that as well when there's a book I really do want to read because everybody else is reading it. The other thing I like is, so you stumble across a book and you can put it on hold. So you can't get it right away because there's a few other people ahead of you, just like borrowing from the library, where you can't always get the book, the hardcover that you want. You have to wait a little while until it comes back in. Same with this. But it lets you know, and you've got, I think it's 72 hours or something like that to let you know, I do want to know, and you can put it so it will remind you again, and usually 2 weeks it comes up again, because it doesn't put you, let's say, oh, I think I had one, there were like 30 people ahead of me, but I don't care, you know, so I get on the list, and when it comes up, you don't go back to the top of the list, you go to the next one. So 2 weeks later, they offer it to you again. Some I've renewed 7 and 8 times because I'm in the middle of another book. And
and everyone hates when that happens. Like you have like 10 books on hold, then they all come up at the same time.
They do.
So this allows you to pause some of them and let it go to the next person while you finish your book, and then they'll come up again.
Yep, and there's a search mechanism and you can suggest books. If you can't find it anywhere, you can suggest, hey, library, why don't you take a look at this one? I'd like you to start stalking it. So it's a great system. It's a great system. So get out there, get yourself a library card, use our library. The best part is it's not going to cost you anything. It's part of your tax dollars. Why not use it? Right?
Definitely.
Right. All right then. So I want to thank you again for coming in. You have a wonderful festive season with you and your kids, and we will see you in the new year.
That sounds great. Happy holidays.
Oh, thank you, Liz.